of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful.
Does Islam respect the right of someone not to believe in God?
All of these questions that deal with the legal nature of an Islamic state, I very honestly say that an Islamic state in the modern world will have to grapple with these questions. It's not easy questions. Can an Islamic state tolerate blasphemers? Can an Islamic state tolerate atheists? Of course, classical Islamic law allows the Ahl Kitab, and those are Jews and Christians and those with the book, to live in its lands. Does this extrapolate to those who are outside of Ahl Kitab? This is a difference of opinion in classical Islamic law. The fact of the matter, though, is that we as American Muslims do not need to challenge or discuss or refute such claims, because we are not calling for them here in North America. Let the scholars of Pakistan, let the scholars of Egypt, let the scholars of Timbuktu come together and decide what should be the modern vision of an Islamic state. Yes, there are laws that many people in the West find offensive. This is the reality of our Islamic tradition. Blasphemers are not treated very politely in our Islamic tradition. Those who curse God and His Messenger, the Sharia dealt with them in a particular manner. In our times, those who oppose the state, the nation state, deals with them in a particular manner. Those who criticize the state in many countries are jailed or repressed. And even in this land, there are recent cases that have shaken the First Amendment for those who have, according to their perspective, basically crossed the line in simply criticizing. There have been a number of cases where people have been jailed simply for what many people have called freedom of speech issues, because they feel this is crossing the line. It's just a matter of what you consider sacred. The nation state considers the sanctity of the state to be sacred. So challenging the sanctity is deemed treason, and treason is dealt with in its own manner. We as Muslims don't deem a geographic region to be sacred. We deem God and His Messenger to be sacred. So we as Muslims should not be embarrassed about our laws at all. If somebody comes and challenges us, we should not be embarrassed about them at all. But we should also be frank and pertinent and ask ourselves, are we calling for anything in this land of North America? No, we're not. So to be honest, this is a question that has to be answered. Can we extrapolate the freedoms given to Ahl Kitab? Can we extrapolate them to those who are atheists? There was no such thing as atheists 500 years ago, right? Atheism itself is a modern phenomenon. It is a very modern phenomenon, contrary to popular belief. 200 years ago, 300 years ago, there was no such thing as atheists the way that we perceive them. So Islamic fiqh did not deal with the issue of atheists. Therefore, a modern nation state will have to discuss this. I am not sitting on the boards of any country that is dealing by the Sharia. I'm not asked this question in a practical manner. This is a theoretical question. And honestly, theoretical questions, we can keep on splitting hairs and how many angels can dance on the pin of a needle. It's not going to gain anything for us, right? Allahu A'lam. What is going to be the case? Let Islamic states decide. I, as an American Muslim, I have no problems legally with an atheist, with a homosexual, with a person who is a Satan worshipper. This is the reality of this country. You're free to do as you please. And I might morally disagree, but legally they have the right to do as they please.